Simulator games seem to be a dime a dozen these days. Off the backs of games like Goat Simulator stemmed a number of more practical simulators like House Flipper and Power Wash Simulator, where you perform generally mundane or repetitive tasks in exchange for in-game money. A more recent release to add to this pile is Gas Station Simulator, launched on September 21st, 2021 by developer Drago Entertainment. As you might have guessed, their previous games are all within the same genre and have the same look and feel as this title. Food Truck Simulator, Road Diner Simulator, Treasure Hunter Simulator. If the wheel ain't broken, don't fix it, I guess. You play as a nameless, faceless individual who comes across a dusty old gas station out on America's most famous roadway, Route 66. It's long since been shut down and abandoned, and you sell your car to get the capital to purchase it and the land that it's on. Your uncle, who apparently has ties to the mafia, helps you out with your initial investment to get you on your feet, but you're going to eventually have to repay his generosity, of course. It's up to you to expand the buildings on property and return the gas station back to its former glory and profitability. Running the gas station once you've gotten it cleaned up isn't that much of a challenge. At first, you're fueling cars, but eventually you expand into a convenience store as well as a repair garage. It goes without saying that balancing all those things while also keeping the station clean, while also ensuring your warehouse is well stocked with products and car parts, is difficult and time consuming. The game lets you house and hire employees to help you, and you can assign them tasks or send them on breaks from any computer on property, or you can just tell them in person. You can also pay their wages from the computers, order deliveries, so on and so forth. The computers are well placed, so you're never far from being able to order your poor employees around, or from ordering the next fuel truck to fill your tanks. In terms of graphics, this game is actually decently modeled, provided you don't look too closely at certain things like some of the game's products. The customers that populate your game world, however, look like utter abominations, are animated awfully, and all sound more or less the same. Considering how tedious this game can be at times, I've always speculated that this is some sort of Hotel California kind of purgatory from which you just can't escape. You can close the gas station anytime you like, but you can never leave. The music, on the other hand, is almost non-existent, and what's there isn't great. The sound effects work as intended and fit well enough, and the voice acting is par for the course. This is one of those games where you turn down the music and throw on your own tunes in the background, which is exactly what I did after the first 5 or 10 minutes of listening to the wind and the dull drone of the game's country music. I can't really blame them for going that route, since this is a simulator and they're probably going for the full effect, but the charm of it wears off really fast. Gas Station Simulator is probably about 50% simulator and 50% minigame. Almost every action you can partake in has some sort of minigame attached to it, and they're not even really that fun. You perfectly time the amount of gas you're filling a customer's tank with, you put on a customer's new tire in the repair garage by clicking a few certain parts. Painting the wall requires you to keep your meter in the correct area for the duration. Most of this stuff isn't that big of a deal, but it gets tedious really fast, to the point where you're relieved that you can relegate all of these tasks to employees in order to focus on exploring or micromanaging your station, but even then your employees can't work forever. This game is basically little more than busy work, something to keep your mind distracted from whatever things might be troubling you in real life. When it comes to this, the game does it quite well. When you finish the game's last challenge, the ending comes with little fanfare. You get an achievement, and the game basically opens up into a sandbox mode, and you can just continue to explore and function within your little slice of purgatory for however long you can manage to stave off your boredom. I often consider that this game has a lot of untapped potential. Why stop at a gas station on Route 66? Why not a gas station in a suburban or urban area? A gas station in an old town, and as the gas station expands, you attract more people to the town and get to see how it recovers and grows as a result of your influence. And you can hire employees from the people that are coming in from town, too, and there's so much untapped potential here. Also, I'd love if the employee system was a little more nuanced. The game has stats for them, but that seems to not really govern a whole lot. Having not looked that deeply into it, it feels arbitrary, having little or no effect on an employee. If an employee has a high stat in a specific job, like fueling or repairing cars, and it has an effect on their speed and stamina, I can barely tell, and that's with employees doing the same jobs every time I call upon them. Additionally, I would have liked to have seen various perks that you could earn by doing challenges, or simply as milestone bonuses. Like after you've been walking around for a while, maybe your movement speed increases, or after you've put a certain number of products onto their appropriate shelves, you're able to tell from the delivery system which shelves need stocking. Or after putting away 10 or 20 deliveries, you earn a garage door opener for your warehouse so you can let in deliveries or close the doors from a distance. The game has a lot of charm in its first handful of hours, and even though some of the tasks are tedious, they don't feel that way at first. This level of charm doesn't really justify the price tag, currently $20 as of writing, but you can do worse with $20. There's also sales that come along on Steam, which brings it down to a better price. $10 is probably worth the price of admission here. If the game was less of a chore and had more to offer, I'd definitely be more willing to suggest it at its current price. But until then, unless the game is on sale or you really want to know what it's like to own a gas station in hell, you might want to steer clear. Thanks for hanging out today. If you want more Chunky Beef, be sure to subscribe, and if you like the review, drop a like. We've also got a Twitter that we post on frequently, link in the description below. See you soon.